Crazy in the streets, crazy at home, crazy in schools, crazy at jobs, crazy in California. I'm just saying. Do you all know anybody that's been a victim of the fires there in Los Angeles? Prime example would be Chicago's very own Dion Cole. Yeah, who was evacuated from his house after he just came from the hospital on his 53rd birthday because of health issues. We don't know exactly what his health issues are, though, or that information has not been disclosed to us, but gratefully, he's not, caught up in the fire, his house not burned up, but he's sick, I'm sure that Jay-Z is sick too. Why is Jay-Z sick? Because Jay-Z lost his home in the fires. $200 million mansion. Evacuated. Gotta go. Can't take none of that with you. But that's how it goes when it comes to an F-I-R-E. You can't take nothing with you. Nothing at all. And speaking of nothing, like, what do you think about all of these people? All of these rich, famous people who has lost their homes in the fire. You even had a senior citizens neighborhood in Altadena, according to the reports, that got burned up, and many of them are displaced senior citizens. Now, they do have a GoFundMe page on social media for those victims in that senior citizens, retirement area. Sad, but true. Now, watch out for these scammers, because there's going to be plenty of those online talking about that we're taking money for the victims of LA fires and all of that stuff. And most scammers target elderly people, people who do not speak English, or immigrants. But you got some immigrants who's out here scamming a lot of people too. Remember a couple of months ago, here in Chicago, you had immigrants scamming people online. So the immigrants are not just the victims, but they are also the culprits. Who's out there? Roma. Hey, what's going on, Roma? What city and state you from? Me? I'm in Chicago. Big windy where it's cold outside. Yeah. And with the wind chill, they say that it's almost like zero right now. And across the Midwest, some places at -5 degrees. Oh, you don't know where you're from? Okay, that's all right with me, okay? But I want to thank you for tuning in anyway, because you could have been somewhere else doing something else. But you stopped by here on THEMOSHOW Chicago, where the execution of information is knowledge and power. That's right, POWERZ, you all. And if you haven't went over there and checked out my other channel, MOPOWERZ, here on YOUTUBE, I ask that you go check it out. There's a lot of information over there for you in regards to audio series, audiobook series, and visual series. Like right now, we got From a Niggas to God series going on with Minister Louis Farrakhan. But audio series wise, we have Black Man of the Nile and His Family. We have The Destruction of Black Civilization. We have The Chronological Order of Alchemy and Wicca. We have the Demonology of King James. Yes, the Demonology of King James. We have As a Man Thinketh, and so forth. Fall of America, The Message to the Black Man in America. There is so many audiobook series over there, and a ton of information that you can use in today's time. People may say, well, you have a lot of information from what you just described as the audiobook series is something that happened in the past. But it's amazing how classical things are said and wrote in books that are still relevant to today's world and the society in which we live in. 100. If we don't correct things, we are bound to repeat history, right? But you have to know what history was in order for you not to repeat it. And many people still don't get it. I'm just saying. Who we got? Supernova. What's up, Supernova? My grandfather was in World War II. That's what's up. For all of you veterans that's out there, they have all of these veterans programs online that you can get into, or benefits that you may not know about. And you'll see a lot of that information posted on Facebook. So if you know any veterans that's out there, make sure they go to Facebook and find out about these veteran programs, or visit their local VA regional office where they can go down there and get material, and you will be able to speak to a person in person. Person to person, nothing's like it, right? Even though it's cold, you got to go down there if you want those benefits. Whatever they are and whatever you are entitled to, please by all means go to Facebook and check that out, and go to your VA regional office. What's that? And World War I. Damn, that's like 1914. Damn. I hear you. A lot of people have family members lost their lives in World War I and World War II. We salute those vets, okay? Yeah, but back to the fires, okay? With these fires and all of these people who have lost their homes, mostly millionaires, like that's 100. And that Altadena resident area that I specified about being senior citizens. So everybody's caught up, okay? But now we get to the point to where these people who are fighting the fire, you know, yeah, it's just not firemen. You got inmates, prison inmates fighting the fire in LA. Over 800. And they are being paid, what? Less than $1 an hour. I mean, some make between $5.40 and $10.24, depending upon their level of skill. Think about that cheap labor, you all. Prison, cheap labor. Like I said, $5.24 a day to fight a fire. And the governor not going to change that. Why? Because according to the Constitution, these inmates are slaves. And they're going to do what they tell them to do if they want their little $5.24 a day. So that's like, you know, you do the math on that. How much is that per day? How much is that per week? How much is that per bi-weekly? How much is that a month? You know what I'm saying? Do you think that inmates should be paid more than $5.24 a day? And that's just the average. Now, they have programs, according to the reports, that teach these inmates how to fight fires. Imagine that. Do you think these inmates should have their records expunged, seeing that they could possibly die in those fires? Do you think that they should be discharged from their release date after the fires are over if their cases are not that severe? I'm sure they don't have murderers out there working in work camp. I'm just saying. Most people in prison right now for drugs, stealing, robbing, you know. People in there for murder now, but like I said, I don't think that murderers are on work camps fighting fires nowhere. But for those prisoners who have, you know, misdemeanors or drug charges, do you think that those charges should be dismissed after they've given their lives to fight this fire? I'm just saying. Now, some of them volunteer. It's not like inmate number, you go. No, it don't work that way. But if you're volunteered for a job in prison and you're trying to take care of yourself in prison and you're in a work camp, yeah, there's a great possibility that you're out there fighting that fire. So that's the news in regards to the firefighters that the news are not telling you about. A lot of them are inmates. Even Kim Kardashian and her younger sister Jenner, yeah, what's her name? Helen Jenner, yeah, took photos with the inmate firefighters. I'm just saying. And furthermore, do you think that the inmates should really be out there fighting that fire anyway? I'm just saying. Huh? Yeah, I like you so much. Or the guy wanted. Who you talking to, Roma? You out there talking to Supernova? You out there talking to Supernova? Hey, I want to thank all of you all that's in the chat room. Like I said, it has been a crazy day, and we still got crazy news. And I want to tip my hat to you for being in the chat room, okay? But getting back to those fires, okay? According to the reports and around social media, you have black young men who's accused of looting and stealing from the remains of the fires. Comes to find out that the individuals whom they were talking about, the young black men moving televisions, carrying bags, they were and are the relatives of a family that was a victim of the fires, and they were trying to get the remaining goods that they had left from the fire out of the way. That ended up being the truth, and now a lawsuit is taking place because they've been falsely accused and falsely arrested, but you don't hear about that on the news. You don't hear about that on the news. Why they don't tell you that? Why do they continue to leave that negative image in your mind that they played and went around on social media talking about how black men are stealing or looting as a result of that fire? What are your comments on that? Is that racism? I'm just saying. Is it? Why would people of MAGA, Make America Great Again? Yeah, those people. I have to say those people because most of those people are conservatives. And they don't see you any different than they see an inmate. Especially if you're a free black man walking around that looks like me. Did MAGA, the person who wrote that on social media, did they apologize? Nope. Nope. And it's always a negative image. It's always a negative image that is left in the minds of the viewers of the news who get all this negative information about black people. Now, mind you, there's bad black people out there, but there's bad white people out there too. There's bad white people out there too. There's bad Chinese people. There's bad Japanese people. There's bad Puerto Rican people, bad Mexicans, etc. I'm just saying. I mean, hell, even our new elected president of this country is a felon. How does that work? But yet he is going to institute laws that is going to be detrimental to some people. Yeah, all politicians have detrimental laws that don't affect them. It affects the people whom they are governing. The little 90, the 90%. I'm just saying. It's true. It's true. Now, if you want to talk about criminals, let's get some white politicians up there. A lot of them are criminals. I'm just saying. Are they all in the news like that? Or Donald Trump is? I'm just saying. So what do you think? Do you think that the person who started this rumor on social media should apologize? Do you think the news should apologize? Do you think they're going to apologize? Let me answer that for you. The answer is no. The answer is N-O. Just like years ago when that white woman was raped in Central Park, jogging at midnight at Central Park, and said that a black man attacked her. And when they found out that it was not black men at all who attacked her, do you think the news media apologized? Do you think that the news media said that they weren't the ones who did it? No, they left that image in your mind. Cops went crazy. Just like cops are going crazy right now in LA, trying to pick up black people who are probably homeless, carrying a bag, pushing a buggy that may have some merchandise in it. And they want to say that they stole it and they're looters of the fire. This is the America that we're living in, you all. Sad but true. Racism in America. I'm just saying. Now we got some other criminals here to talk about. And these criminals are in the Congo. Yeah, over there in the homeland, where Leopold killed millions and millions of black people and he never went to jail. He never went to prison. Wow. Yeah, we're talking about the Congo right now. In fact about it, in a minute, I'll get to it in a hot second. But I want to, what I'm going to get to is some information here. I'll show you in a minute. However, in the Congo, so far you have had 102 people executed in the Congo for being thieves, robbing people. Yeah, the Minister of Justice, Mutamba, him and his officers are enforcing these measurements even upon innocent people. Hell, and some of them are not even getting a trial. Sometimes it's just a hearsay versus having a real court proceeding. And according to the report, another 70 men are being claimed to the Congo to be what? Executed. I mean, they're already in Congo, but you got different cities in the Congo. Yeah, Agenta. Yeah, the Agenta prison. That is correct. In the Congo. I'm just saying. What do you think about that? Now just think you're police. You may not like a person. You may have some issues with them, or they got away from you at one time where you was chasing them. Y'all know how they go in Chicago when the police chasing you and you run and you get away. And then when they finally do catch you, sometimes they beat you up. They throw packs on you. They throw guns on you, you know. They threaten you with all of this because you made them run at one time. Hey, y'all remember Pac-Man? Y'all remember Crony on the west side of Chicago? Yeah, Crony the Marshal had the limp, you know. He wasn't going to chase you. You just knew not to run from him, okay? Y'all remember Crony back in the days? Don't act like y'all don't know. I'm just saying. But all of these people that's in the Congo that has been convicted of these crimes, some of them, like I said, have not even had a lawful trial. Some of them are just accused. Just accused. Now, I will show that information. In fact, about it, I think I have a photo for you right here. Give me a minute. You see that there? You see those young men right there? That's just some of the men who was being executed for the crimes of stealing and robbery, you know, that they call kalunas. Yeah, they worry about them at night. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say. Now, is that a way to purge crime? Is that a way to purge crime? I don't think so. Because look at how much corruption is in the law enforcement department in the Congo. Look how much corruption is in the politician system in the Congo. I'm just saying. Are those who are politicians and lawmakers, have they been convicted of crimes? Nope. In fact about it, just from my standpoint, with all of my years of living on this planet, I find that the politicians are the biggest criminals in the world. In fact about it, the politicians create the situation for lower people that is in a lower class than them. They are the ones who promote the environment and situations for the lower class to commit crimes. I'm just saying. What you say out there? I don't mean to ask this question, personal question, but who did you vote for in the presidential election? Okay, let me answer that like this. The Electoral College selects the president, not me. I just leave it that way. The Electoral College elects the president, selects him, not me. I'm just saying. And with the Prime Minister Mutaba, who is enforcing these executions, do you think he's guilty of illegal crimes that he hasn't been charged with? Do you think there's a lot of dirt that he's covering up? Now, I can remember back in the day, in history-wise, hold on, I got to grab something for you. All right. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, y'all saw my little cushion back there. Yeah, that's my little pillow back there. Because this chair is like low. You know what I'm saying? It sits low, but it's a fly chair. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the information that I want to bring you all in regards to the Congo, just look up King Leopold. That's number one. Then number two, you have the destruction of black civilization. Okay, see that book right there? And the black man of the Nile and his family. Okay, these are just two sources. These are just two sources that you can go to in regards to see how historically that we as black people have not had no mercy on ourselves. Right now in the Congo, these people are not having mercy on these people that's in the Congo, and they look just like them. But mind you, the very same people who turned out the Congo, who colonized the Congo, who chopped off limbs, people and rulers who have chopped off the limbs of African people of the Congo, they didn't receive no time in jail at all. But see this here? I'm bringing that back to you. This has been going on a long time. Those people that's in the Congo are placed in the same situation that people here in America that's in the lower caste system. We're facing the same situation. Meaning you have people that's going to rob, people that's going to steal. We got crime, we got shootings, we got rapings, robbings, muggings, carjackings. We got all of that over here right now in the U.S. Could you imagine the U.S. having a law like the Congo? Or doing what they're doing, executing these accused or alleged robbers? Could you imagine that? But getting back to the sources that I showed you, when you read, you will find that there was crime back then. There was wars back then. But we didn't execute people like they're executing them today. Like over there in the Congo today, we did other things. You know, we took you in slavery if we had a war with you. Yeah, we took you in slavery, but it wasn't chattel slavery. It wasn't a slavery of hanging people, lynching people, making people eunuchs, raping women. You know, there are some things according to the research. Now, I'm sure that there were some things that happened that I don't know about. There's lots of things that happened that I don't know about, but what I do know about is that none of the people who were responsible for helping colonize the Congo killed the Congo, and chop off the hands and limbs of people who did not want to produce rubber for the Congo. You have to do the math on that. You know what I'm saying? You have to do the math on that. and ask yourself, who's the real criminals? Now, mind you, that some of these people may have done something. I'm not saying that they're all innocent, because I know by all means that they're not all innocent. Just like you have some people that's in Cook County Jail over here on 26th in California. Some people that's in Stateville. Some people that's in Menard. Some people that's in Hill Correctional Facility. Some people that's in Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? Some people that's in Big Muddy. Yeah, these are the prisons that's in Illinois. But Stateville is closed right now, I'm just saying. But y'all get the drift though, right? Some of them people are innocent too. Hey, when I was studying law, I used to study law at one time. If I'm not mistaken, there's over 5% of people that are innocent that's convicted guilty. Why do you have, this is why you have so many people who have lawsuits after years of being spent in prison unlawfully, get out and get all of these millions. I'm just saying. They just want a conviction. They want to get you off the street. And this was done just by the word of a white person saying that you did something. I'm not making this up and pulling it out of my ass. This is 100. This is actually happened in this country. That is part of this country's history. A white woman screamed rape by a black man. A black man, they had to do nothing with raping her, okay? They didn't do nothing with raping her. But they say he did, and they convicted him. Just like the trial of Daryl Hunt. Just like the trial of Daryl Hunt. If you have not seen that documentary, in fact, I may just bring it to you, okay? I think I just may do that. I'm going to bring to you the trial of Daryl Hunt, some excerpts, because I don't want to get copyrighted, nothing like that. But I'm going to bring that to you, and I'm going to show you how this man was found innocent even through forensics, and the judge still says, places him back in jail. He said, get him out of here. He's still going back to prison just because of that. And I think this took place in North Carolina. I'm just saying. So the justice system itself, and I don't care what country you're in, whether you're in the U.S., whether you're in Europe, whether you're in Africa, whatever country you're in, trust me, the political system that is arresting you is a corrupt legal system. Stop me when I'm lying. There has been no legal system. I'm going to say this with authority, not in, but with. I'm going to say this with some authority. There is not one government on the planet in the past or the present that did not violate the rights of their citizens. That was not fair, or that was fair to their citizens. There's no government in the past or present that has been fair to their citizens in regards to their rights, in regards to their arrest. Oh no, show me one. History-wise, just don't pull it out your hat now. You know, I'm a history guy. You got to show me. You know, history is the best qualified for all research, so you got to come with them numbers. You got to come with receipts. Look at the Rwanda slaughter of those guys, and they got away with it. Hell, like I said, all over the world, there is no government that has been fair to their citizens. And yet and still, they terrorize them with new laws and then manipulate the minds of the citizens for them to impose more laws that would do what? Infringe more on their citizenship, on their rightfully God-given rights. You understand what I'm saying? That's 100. Should these guys be executed over there in the Congo? That should have to be another way versus just sentencing them to death. Execution. You know, I don't know if they hanging them or if they got a firing squad, you know. But at one point, you had some soldiers over there in the Congo who deserted their mission, and they were sentenced to death, sentenced to hang. But yet, we haven't got any updates on that. In fact, according to the reports from what I've read, the sentencing for the desertion of those soldiers in the Congo who received the death penalty, none of those deaths has transpired yet. I'm just saying. That's according to the reports. Rwanda, remember that, you all? That's a shame what happened. They even made a movie about that with what's his name? Don Chaldine. Yeah, y'all don't, am I right? I know I'm right. Yeah. Don Chaldine was in the movie in regards to what happened to Rwanda. But those people not in jail. I mean the government officials anyway. Whenever you see crime, whenever you see usurping of governments, crime and usurping of governments, violence, the government had a hand in that. The government had a hand in that. And that is all countries that have laws that has been governing people since people have been here, past and present. Like I said, no place in the annals of history have you had a country where they've had citizens, where the citizens have been treated properly all the time. I'm just saying. Could you imagine how many black men and women would be falsely accused of stealing and of robbery if that was to take place in America? We've already seen that happen in the past right here in this country within the past 200-300 years. We've already seen that. Could you imagine if there was a law like that? Could you imagine? Yeah, I can imagine. It's going to be gunplay against gunplay. Just that simple. Now you have some black people out there, just like white people. And mind you, I hate using these terms, but this is what they give us in the news. And sometimes, you know, you have to emphasize on who you're talking about so that you can get your point across. But if I just had to speak of all of the people in the world, you would know. If you weren't programmed to think of us in colors and just think of us as people. But like I said, we've been programmed to think that we're colors in a crayon box when we're human beings. You have foreigners who come to this country, and when they fill out a job application, are you black, are you white, are you Afro-American? They be like, what is this? Why are people calling, you know, do you walk down the street calling the Chinese a yellow man, or do you call them Chinese? I'm just saying. Do you call an Indian walking down the street a red man? I'm just saying. Or do you call them Native American? That's what you want to call them, you know. Another miseducation or programming of the mind. You want to talk about the brown man. Do you call him brown or do you call him Japanese? I'm just saying. The black man, why can't he be just an African? You call me an Afro-American. Thanks, you know, what's his name? Jesse Jackson. 1984, Afro-Americans. You know, we went from niggas to Negroes to black to Afro-Americans. Hell, they just place whatever label they want to on us. And we don't have sense enough to place a label on ourselves. But Jesse Jackson did that. But it's better than a Negro. But Negro means dead. Even though sometimes we act like we're dead people. We are a sleeping giant or a confused giant at this time. But no man deserves to be executed to death. Well, maybe they do. What do you think? For robbery, for stealing. What do you think? Do you think that that would help curb the crime in America? Do you think that that would help make the public more safe in America? Or do you think that law enforcement would have a field day and just arrest a gang of black people and say that they were stealing and looting and robbing people just to get them in jail? Because trust me, if there were not certain laws in play right now, they would still be doing it here in America. Huh? Dude, I'm not black. So what? Okay, so are you in jail? Are you being targeted by the police? Are they saying that you looted something in the fire? I'm just saying, who is that out there? Oh, that's Roma. Okay. Is the police doing that to you, Roma? Nope. In fact about it, once again, black people are the #1 hated people on this planet. You can take it or leave it, just do your research. In fact about it, if black people so bad, why are all of you people that are not Africans in Africa stealing everything? Huh? Why are you stealing Africa's minerals and natural resources? Why? Because you're thieves. Why? Because you're robbers. Why? Because you're crooks, criminals that's not going to jail. Just look at all these governments, even the Chinese government, the French government, the British government, the German government, all over in Africa, and they're criminals, and no Congo politicians are setting them to execution to death. I'm just saying. You say what? You hate me. Just I'm not black. Who you talking to out there, Rome? You talking to Supernova? You can't be talking to me, because I don't hate people for the color of their skin. I was raised and had a better upbringing than that. That's just dumb and ignorant to hate a person for the color of their skin. In fact about it, if it wasn't for black people, who are the most despised people here on the planet, if there was no black people, there could not be any yellow people. If there were no black people, there can be no brown people. If there were no black people, there can be no red people. If there were no black people, there would be no white people. I'm just sorry, but that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Don't argue with me. Argue with science. You know what I'm saying? Argue with science. Leave your comments in the comment section on that. This is absolutely insane. The Congo and the execution of alleged, I have to say alleged, because many of them did not even commit the crime. Not many of them, but some of them. And it's 70 more, like I said. This is their third batch. Hey, they got batch after batch after batch after batch. What do you think? Leave your comments in the comment section, you all, on the Congo, on the LA fires, on the looters, and the prisoners who are fighting the fire in LA. I'm just saying. And by the way, you all, if on your way out the door, if you haven't pressed the subscribe button already, do that. Press that notification bell and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when I upload videos on YOUTUBE. Also, press those condiments to like and to share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your DAY on the Congo, LA fires, the looters of the fires, allegedly, the prisoners, and the Congo. I want to thank you all for viewing. I tip my hat to you. Peace out, you all, and never give up on your DREAMS.